Hey guys, welcome back to Pete's Classic Cycle, and in this video you're going to come with me as I attempt to buy a 1972 Kawasaki H1 500. Unfortunately, it's not exactly a happy ending, but it was definitely a lesson learned, so I hope you enjoy this video and come with me as I try to make a deal on this beautiful bike. Pleasure to meet you, Simon.
Nice to meet you, Peter.
Thanks. This is my buddy Kevin.
Hi, Kevin. Nice to meet you.
I don't know if you saw the message about filming for is that fine with you, or we can shut that off if you're weird about that?
I think it's probably okay.
It's just okay. Parts and not property.
Yeah, stuff. Okay. So I thought it'd be cool. Neat to kind of share the story. It's a cool bike and history. So
yeah, it is a cool bike. Yeah,
it's when we got married, it's like, she'll promise me that you're never going to ride a motorcycle on the highway, right? Yeah, that would be the divorce.
Yeah. Oh man.
I've just lost too many people on bikes. So
yeah, understandable.
You too. But, yeah, wow. So we're going over here.
Okay, perfect.
We kind of made it. We weren't married at the time. We made a decision to buy it. I bought it on the spot.
Oh, awesome!
We actually came to live here, and she won it.
Wow.
This is my brother's workshop here.
Heated. I love it.
Yep, it is. So we got this out this morning.
Oh, wow. Wow.
It hasn't been out in a long time.
Oh, I can tell. Looks like a few birds made its home.
Yeah, we have swallows in here.
Oh, okay, yeah.
And they don't make their home in it. They just spray everything in sight. But it's had a cover over it for as much as they can. My brother bought this in 74. No, 73, I think, from the first owner. Mm-hmm. And then I bought it from him in somewhere around 74, 75, and I drove it till 77.
Wow.
That's it.
That's it, eh?
Yeah. I guess it was about 12, 13 years ago we started taking it apart, set the engine over to NH.
Yeah, New Hamburg Cycle?
Yeah. So you know them?
Know of them.
Okay.
Yeah.
Started taking it apart, and then I met Deb, fell in love, and
awesome.
We've been busy since. We bought this place, and there's a lot of work here. There's no
I can imagine.
There's no time for a hobby like this.
No. That's awesome. It was kind of exactly as I hoped it would be. Like,
yeah.
You know,
so there's no body work's been done on it, so all the paint's absolutely original.
Yep.
So that's from a pair of clip-ons. Okay,
perfect.
Which are over here.
Yeah. But it all tells a story, which is awesome.
Yeah. Well, I got a few stories from this bike, and I managed to survive them. Yeah, my other brother got a 74, I think.
Okay.
And then we went a lot of places together. It was great.
Yeah.
And he was a really good motorcyclist. I was just a motorcycle driver. Mm-hmm. And everything we had, so these gaskets and so on, we had them wrapped up in newspaper till this morning for the last 12 years.
Oh, wow.
So they're basically as we took them off the bike.
Yep.
That's the throttle cable.
Yep.
The speedo cable's here, but I think the speedo cable is broken.
Okay.
I think it broke just before I parked the bike.
Yeah, and I'd replace all that stuff anyways.
Yeah. That's the carbs, obviously.
Yep. Wow. That's awesome.
Yeah, everything's original. The parts that are broken are the handles.
Yep.
I had a small warehouse and somebody put a bundle of something on top of this and broke the tips off the handles.
Yeah.
The other one's not there?
No. Oh, it's completely broken off.
Yeah. It's been on the ground twice.
Yeah.
My brother did this. My brother who rode, he did that.
Yeah. Wow.
Slipped out of the intersection, and I slid out on the left side at about 30 miles an hour.
Ouch.
That's it. That's the only drops it's had.
Yeah.
These bikes are not stock.
No.
So, sorry, these bars.
Yeah.
The other bar.
Oh, on the table there.
They're the original.
Oh, wow.
Okay. Fixed ends here.
Yep.
These are Wurge's chambers.
Yep.
Those are original.
Wow.
I don't think they've been used much.
Okay.
The bike came with these
Yeah.
from the guy that sold it to my brother and tuned it and everything.
Mm-hmm.
And one of these is missing.
Yep.
My brother says, the brother you met on the internet.
Yeah.
He says he didn't take it, but he did. He damaged one on his other bike and took one of those.
I'll have to hit him up.
But as far as I know, it's the only thing that's missing.
Yeah. Oh, that's awesome.
This was done at NH. They replaced the shifter arm,
Okay.
which I believe is somewhere down
Yeah.
here.
Yeah, it'll come out down here, and it goes through the cases and then up behind the clutch and stuff.
So when we took the engine out, we got all the bolts and stuff.
Okay.
Here's your 3 mounting bolts.
Yeah.
I believe that's the brake linkage.
Yeah. That's a shift linkage.
Shift linkage. Okay.
Yep.
So
Yeah.
you know
No.
all this stuff.
Yeah. No. I recognize
So
all
we
this
put
stuff.
everything in little boxes and kept it on
That's
that
perfect.
cart. And
Oh, you did a great job preserving all that
got the
stuff.
delicate bits in newspaper and so on.
Yeah.
One of these, I think that's the original sprocket.
Okay.
That's the bigger one.
Nice.
Goes faster, right?
Yep.
This bike certainly did over 100 miles an hour.
Holy cow.
Yeah.
Yeah. Is that so? Is that a picture of it there?
Yeah. That's outside my parents' house.
Oh wow. Oh, that is awesome.
Yeah, it was an awesome bike.
Yeah, your brother sent me one shop. It was like direct from the back, so I could just make out I had chambers, but like the rest of the bike I couldn't see it. So even coming here was a whole mystery. I'm like, I have no idea what I'm getting into.
But I'm one of the times I dodged the Reaper. I was going up a hill,
Yeah.
wrong side of the road,
Mm-hmm.
and back then these bikes were not popular with car drivers.
Oh no, I can
So
imagine.
everybody closed up the line. They wouldn't let me in.
No.
Yeah. And so I thought, okay, I can't go backwards.
Mm-hmm.
So I was already doing, 80 miles an hour. So I downshifted. And then I saw the truck coming over the top and the gap was getting shorter.
Oh.
I had a buddy on the back.
Yeah.
And I remember as I went up the hill, I downshifted.
Mm-hmm.
And I looked down and I had my head here because I had clip-ons down here.
Mm-hmm.
I had my head right in front of the instruments. I glanced down. I watched the tack go past 9, and the speedometer go past 95, and they were both moving like this. And at that point, I didn't hit the clutch, but banged it into gear at the 5th,
Yeah.
and it just took off. So it definitely went over 100 miles an hour that time. We made it. The gap was pretty small.
That's wild.
The truck was like here, and then my
Yeah.
truck goes here. I bet it was 30, 40 feet on either side. If that.
That's tough.
Yeah.
Holy cow.
Biggest adrenaline rush I ever had.
I'd say.
So this bike will go fast if you
Yeah.
get it all tuned up, and
Oh, no doubt.
yeah,
That's awesome.
and it'll make a lot of noise.
Oh yeah. I've had a lot of triples, a lot of 750s, but I've
Yeah.
never actually had a 72 H1. So
Yeah, I've had a lot of fun on that for a couple of years.
yeah. This is amazing.
So these are those are the
Yep.
original shocks.
Yep.
Those are Girling shocks.
Okay. This is
I
incredible.
don't think these were on the bike for very long because it was only a short. My brother got it a couple of years after it was bought from the other guy. And he
Yeah.
basically replaced coke rings in it and tuned it up and
Yeah.
so on. So there's the manual.
Awesome.
There's the ownership. And there's a couple of safeties in here.
Okay.
And that's the list my brother and I were making when we started taking it apart.
Awesome.
So that's the last year it was driven. And it's been in storage ever since.
Unbelievable. 1977.
Yeah.
That is awesome.
Is it older than you?
Oh yeah. Yeah, I'm an 88.
There you go.
I mean, I grew up with triples. My dad had one, so
Yeah.
I've still got over 30 years of
Nice.
being around them,
Nice.
but definitely not over 50. I mean, I'll take it if we can come up with a deal. So I'm
Yeah.
assuming you want me to make an offer then?
Yeah, I don't know what the offer is.
Now, before we get to making a deal on this bike, I really should stop and mention a few things. First of all, I'm going to be blanking out all of the prices negotiated back and forth between Simon and I, because I really do believe that's personal information and should remain protected. If you guys want to know what these bikes are worth, there are plenty of examples online for you to check out. And second, the seller had about 3.5 weeks between me initially talking to him and coming up to see the bike, in which time he said he would do research to figure out how much he wanted for it. So after driving a couple hours through a snowstorm, pulling a trailer, just to find out he doesn't even know what he wants for it, really threw me for a loop. And to top it off, they reached out to me about buying their bike. So in that circumstance, very least, I believe it's the seller's responsibility to have a ballpark figure of what they want, and just to dismiss every offer I have, not even with the counter, basically just dismiss it and tell me to go home. It really didn't sit right with me, but at the end of the day, it's their motorcycle. They can do what they want with it, and I really can't argue with that. It's just the way it goes sometimes in this hobby. You win some, you lose some, and you know what? At least I got to see a cool bike, share some cool stories. So with that said, it's time to get back to the video where you'll see me completely caught off guard, try to recover my feet, and basically end up with nothing at the end of the day, except for a good story and a lesson learned. So back to the video. Obviously needs a lot of work. The motor's a big bonus that you had that done, which... Yeah. The chassis and stuff, that's a whole other story. That's
yeah, it all needs to be taken apart and painted.
Yeah. So.
But it's never had a major accident.
No, and I trust you. I can see the condition of the bodywork and stuff. It's, you know, it looks good. So, I don't know. I guess I'll come up with an initial offer. I was going to say.
Okay. I think that sounds low.
No? What are you thinking? Okay. No, I mean, whatever. Like, it's your bike, right?
Okay.
So.
I think I'll do a bit of research on the internet at that price.
Okay.
Yeah.
Well, do you have a counter?
Not right now, no.
No?
No, but I got your phone number.
Okay. Well, I mean, I'm up here now. I'm willing to take it away if.
I don't want to park for that much.
No, oh, I understand that.
Yeah. No, I don't think you're close yet. I think it's worth more than that.
Yeah.
I'm going to do some checking around.
Okay. No, that's fine.
Okay. Good, but I got your phone number.
Yeah.
I'll give you a call.
Yeah, absolutely. And like, I understand like they're worth money once they're done, but to get it to that condition, like
it's a year's work as a hobby.
It's at least a year's worth of work, and probably another 12 to 15 grand worth of parts and everything else. Yeah. For a bike that realistically is going to sell for 12 grand. Like, I've bought and sold, like, I don't know what they look like on the internet and stuff, but I've also been, I guess, dealing in these bikes for in the real world for the last 7 or 8 years.
Okay.
So like.
So maybe you're right.
Yeah, like if you go online, there's a few triples. There's an H1 on there right now, but they've been sitting for months. Like, stuff's not moving, especially now after COVID. There's a bit of like a recession, or like the market's kind of pulled back. Yeah. So that's kind of where I'm coming up with my number. I'm not just so you know, I'm not trying to insult you with a low number, and based on my experience and everything. Yeah, no, totally.
Had a busy time since we talked, and and I haven't had much time to look at that, and we just got it out this morning, so here we are.
Yep. All right.
Let me think about it, okay?
The trailer's in the driveway.
I know it is.
Well, do you want a bit of time? I can go grab some lunch. I can come back.
Okay, I'll think about it.
Yeah?
Yeah.
So you want me to hang out in town for a little bit and talk to Deb, or like think about it like I go home and you call me back up here? Because every time I come up here, it's another couple $100 of gas and ETR bills. So
yeah, you're a long way out, aren't you? Like
Fort Erie.
Fort Erie?
Yeah.
Well, that's a long way.
End of the road. Yeah. Literally the end of the QEW. So.
Yeah, give me 45 minutes or so and let me think about it.
Yep. absolutely.
Okay.
Cool.
Good.
Thanks, Simon. So we just grabbed lunch, heard from the seller of the H1, and we did not close the deal. We couldn't agree on a price, which is the reality of this hobby or industry, whatever you want to call it. It was a good bike. I thought it was a nice survivor, but it needed a lot more work and money than he thought it did. And sometimes that's just the way it happens.
That's it. It's just the way of the road.
Yeah. Well, keep looking for more bikes, and hopefully we'll get something good for you soon. Well, as mentioned, you win some, you lose some, and that's really just the way this hobby goes. So again, it's definitely a learning experience, but either way, like I said, I got to hear some cool stories, see an awesome bike, and share it with all of you guys. So I hope you enjoyed this video, and as always, please ride safe.